Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Trash Talk with a few of your favorite trashy hikers. We've got myself, Rascal,
Guapo.
and
Kitty Powers.
that's right. It's a beautiful day out, and we are going to discuss some of my favorite times along the trail where you pause and you reflect and you get a shower and do laundry and just have a nice community time with all the degenerates that are around you in the hostels of the
The
trail.
hostels.
Oh, the hostels. Yeah.
What a time.
For
Yeah, there's a
sure.
weird stigma around hostels, I feel like, going into trail life. You're kind of like nervous about them because you've heard from, I don't know, other hikers or maybe just other travelers about how the weirdest people show up there. But that's kind of the best part.
Yeah, it's kind of choose your own adventure. You can listen to the fear mongering if you want. Obviously, if it's like good advice someone's giving you should probably listen to it. But you can
Yeah.
definitely have some awesome times at hostels and some really shitty ones.
They're all very different and interesting, especially along a long distance trail.
You have all different types.
Yeah, I've been to a few outside of trail life, just like in cities, and they're wildly different. So,
What's the difference?
Yeah, I've
Well-
never been to one outside of the trail.
Me neither.
it's mostly internationals, honestly, is what I've realized. They are folks that are like traveling maybe via like vehicle or bus or train or bike, and things are just a lot cleaner. Obviously, they're not
Oh yeah.
as
You're not
dirty
up in
as
the
us
elements
hikers.
all the time. Yeah.
Right. And a lot of them are a little bougie.
Does that equate to more expensive?
More expensive.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yes, trail hostels have gotten more expensive over the past few years, but they're still way cheaper than like if you're in a ski town and you need to stay at a hostel or something like that.
That's destination spot type shit.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, you see that up north on the trail.
Yeah, they do get more expensive the more north you go.
They get more expensive, and you're kind of in and out of. There's ski lodges that rent out as hostels, so
which happens to be one of my favorite ones.
Absolutely. So,
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
the old Colony Ski Lodge, baby.
I guess today we'll go over our three favorites.
All right. Well, I'm starting there. Old Colony.
Boom.
My favorite of
Where's
all
that
time.
one?
That is in New Hampshire, right around Moosilauke, right when you come off Moosilauke. No, it's a little before that,
Lincoln?
but they do picking up and shuttling too.
Lincoln, maybe they changed the name. I think I remember one.
This is their second year. There's only their second year open to hikers. So they're pretty new at it.
worked there this year, and so did innkeeper Jen and your buddy Jeffrey.
Yeah, Jeff's awesome.
Right.
What was so great about that one?
For my first experience with them, it was 100% Jeff. Just like the way he is with the hikers, and we got stuck coming off of Moosilauke at like the worst thunderstorm I experienced on trail. We didn't get down till almost 11:30 at night. This man drove like half an hour to come get us. We didn't have phones. We didn't talk to anybody. He just like showed up for us. It was,
oh shit.
Wow. Yeah, it was super, super, super cool. They go out of their way.
And it was pretty cheap. I mean, like first night's $50, and I think is like $25 every night after that.
Right, like, you become a member, for a year. So in the winter, they're right around all these mountains for skiing, snowboarding, and stuff. I think there's three. Wildcat's one of them. I forget the names of the others. But you can go up there and use the facilities and stay there for $25 a night. Humongous kitchen downstairs. Yeah,
it's a good deal.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Do they have like all the hiker amenities, like my personal favorite loner clothes and things like that?
Yeah, they have great loner clothes. They have tons of nail polish. They have,
lots of nail polish. Kenny's favorite thing.
I gave a lot of Kenny beers there.
I know you did.
I had a good time there. Innkeeper Jim was my favorite.
Okay.
Yeah, cool little smoker's cabin out back, darts and all that, fire pit.
Okay.
Super comfortable.
That was by far one of my favorites up northeast.
I love the north. The most classic one is Shaw's up in Maine. Shaw's, it's such a home. I mean, I've only stayed there twice, but it's just like every time you're there, it's such a home. Everyone is so kind, and every place, like, it's so clean. And they offer you everything. They let you do a work for stay if they have the ability to do that. Great staff every summer because it's such a great place that like all the really, really good people want to work there.
Right
Yeah,
on.
learning curve work there this year. I think that's all really I remember that was there. I mean,
Good old Ham
obviously
Bones been around there for a
met
while.
met Poet there, the owner, and that
Poet and hippie chick.
and Shaw's is right outside the 100-mile wilderness, which is right before Katahdin, if you don't know.
Yep.
Everyone congregates there before they push into the 100 miles. So it's a good reunion. It's a really cool vibe. Always have a good fire going. Someone's playing music, doing something.
Good starting point for the end.
It is. Shaw's is obviously an iconic one nowadays.
Totally.
Not
For sure.
nowadays, probably
It's
forever.
been around for a
Long
long
time.
time.
For a long time. And they got a
Yeah.
great store there. It's the only place to resupply in town. So it's like the best way to go. I definitely took the resupply option they had, split buckets with 4 people and get a nice little treat on the way out there.
That is the cool thing that like the 100 mile is like it's accessible, but it's not that accessible.
Yeah.
And so they do that service where, you group up with some friends, you pay a little bit of money and they'll deliver food halfway through. So you don't have to carry as much as you would if you're going into it, which is a great option if you have the funds by the end of the hike. If you don't,
it is.
You gotta go.
You gotta push. But like we had an opportunity. Like first day, we realized we wanted to stay out there another day, and we had time because we were going to make the mileage we needed. And so we called them up and we're like, "Hey, can we add this, this, and this to our resupply?" And
Nice.
it was too easy. Like we were able to extend our
Put
trip
in the
another
order.
day for doing that. So that's one of those bougie things that I took advantage of.
Hey.
I know.
That's customer service, baby.
Yeah, it's great customer service there.
That is so
And
nice.
that's one of the big ones you want to look for.
Yeah.
And it's great for southbounders. Like southbounders too, like that's your first stop. So not only is it a reunion spot for northbounders, but it's a connection spot for southbounders. Like find more of your people right off the bat.
And be able to pick the brains of the nobos they run into.
And indulge in the pancakes. Oh, exactly. So good.
And the breakfast there is amazing.
So good. I feel like most of Maine, there's like pancakes everywhere, which is like so great and like kind of strange. You really are.
You're eating for 4 up there.
Which brings to another hostel that I fell in love with. What was it? Mountain House? Mountain Harbor? Mountain Harbor.
Yeah, in Roan Highlands.
19E.
Yeah, same area.
Exactly.
They have a little bit of beef, I think, but like.
Well, no, the road is 19E.
Yeah, but the bar up the street, Station 19E.
The bar up the street.
Station at 19E.
Station 19E.
But they have a new owner this year, I saw.
It's not Dave anymore?
No, it's an ex-through hiker now. His name escapes me. I'm sure we can find it and put it up.
We'll figure it out.
That's where we met our friend Gripper at, or at least that's where I met Gripper at. He was the cook there on his Sobo. Stayed there with Gadget, and that's where you told me about the monkey suit.
Oh, yeah, I texted you. I was like, you got to get that monkey suit on
and I got the monkey suit. So that was a great time. That was a good vibe. Hung out with Big Z and Bird and Dawn and all them out there.
You do karaoke, they make you sing I Would Walk.
I Walk 500 Miles.
Yes.
Well, we didn't do karaoke, but we ended up playing Cards Against Humanity as a big old group. It was a
nice if you're there on a Friday night, they have live music and stuff, and they make all the hikers get on stage and sing that.
It is quite a time, for sure.
It is.
I mean, that is the proper song. I mean, you're almost
500 miles. It is.
Yeah.
Huge beer selection, if that's your thing, too, there.
That was also the eve of the starting at 12 o'clock marathon before trail days to go meet up with Rascal at Boots Off. Which is another
pretty good
fantastic hostel.
Oh my gosh, those are the best outdoor showers I have ever been in.
I want that outdoor shower. I want to put that in my house.
It's so nice.
The camping was cost effective.
The little huts, the huts down bottom of the hill.
They have a decent resupply there too. I think a shuttle into town.
If aqua blazing is your thing, they've got that option to aqua blaze the lake, Watauga.
Our friend the big boy did that, and I think they regretted it.
Really? Why?
Because the wind changed, and it's turned into a struggle fest on the way
back. Yeah.
Nice.
Fun of it. I believe that was the story.
They were really looking forward to that. I remember.
I think it was a struggle on the way back for sure. They have a whole bunch of stuff. Hostels have all these extra things. but there's some very iconic hostels and even some newer hostels that are coming up again.
Yeah, some of these hostels have been around for so long, like since the beginnings of the AT almost, like
Like
Woods
owners
Hole.
of generations of owners.
Yeah,
Like,
Woods Hole in Virginia. It was Neville's grandmother, I think, who started the hostel back in
oh
like
wow.
Yeah.
so long ago, and she didn't even know that they were so close to the trail, and a hiker just wandered onto her property and she let him stay one night, and then boom,
Oh
like
wow.
this whole thing started, and then Neville took it
Wow.
over, and one of the most
It's a magical
amazingly
place.
serene, magical places, and Neville treats everyone like family. They also have great showers there, a great little bunkhouse. She cooks amazing food.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I've heard the
incredible
food is
food.
amazing.
oh my God. If you
Every
don't
meal
eat
you
there,
eat.
it's your, yeah. She does this beautiful thing. There's like this donation jar where anybody can put any amount of money in it, and that money goes to all the hikers. So, like, if someone shows up and
Oh
they can't
wow.
afford something,
Yeah.
like,
This
she
comes
will
out of
take
that.
from that jar and say, here's a
Wow.
meal, here's a shower, here's a bunk.
Yeah.
Your community has provided this for you.
I
It's
never
so
got to
cool.
meet Neville, but I did meet, what was his name? Innkeeper? I met him at a Live Life hostel.
Oh, the
Had been
older dude,
he had been working
long
down
hair.
at Woods Hole with Neville.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
think I missed Neville by a couple of days. She was on her way up to come pick him up. But
Yeah.
yeah, my partner had a really good time at Woods Hole, and I'm now on a mission. Once I get to Woods Hole, I have to get a mug and send it back. So, um,
Yay.
yeah,
A
so I get to go
mug?
visit that. Yes, I guess that she
She
had
sells.
pottery
She's
or
got some
something.
like
Oh,
merch,
Yeah,
you
really?
know.
yeah. So
Ah,
I want to
there's
go
a
check
lot.
it
There's a
out.
ton of artwork in there.
Yeah, I rushed through there at that time. I don't know why. It was
Hmm.
probably middle of the afternoon and just didn't feel like I needed to go down there, and now I
Mm,
regret it. So,
Well, it's
wow.
interesting. A lot of people will skip Woods Hole and go straight to Pearisburg because it's the next town. It's like barely 20 miles from
that's
there.
what I did. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's fine. Like, obviously, there's more amenities there because it's like not in the middle of the woods. There's like a grocery store and a restaurant or whatever. The hostel there, Angel's Rest, is great. It's
It is.
awesome, but it's more of a party hostel. And so people
Mm,
are like trying to aim for that, and then they miss
Yeah.
Woods Hole, and you're like, don't
yeah.
fucking miss Woods
So
Hole.
like
Woods Hole
Woods
is not
Hole,
a party hostel.
No,
I'll
it's not. It's
No, the
serene.
complete
It is like,
opposite.
it is the epitome of what the AT is, you
It's
know?
like you
okay.
walk
So
into a yoga retreat.
Woods
Mm
Hole is the
It's dope.
vibe. Is the trail vibe hostel?
hmm. Mm hmm.
Yeah.
I mean,
Totally.
what hostel would rival the vibe of Woods Hole, if any?
Oh gosh. If
Um,
any,
Or are we
there's
crowning it the vibe?
I don't know. There's a lot. There's a couple on other trails that I can think of, like PCT. There's one
Well,
in
yeah.
Washington called Lion's Den, and that one's again kind of like Shaw's. It's either the very end or the very beginning of your through hike, and that one's really nice and serene and not super party-ish.
That's definitely a topic too. Is like which hostels are the party hostels? Which ones are the vibey hostels?
some definitely like promote it, you know?
Yeah, definitely some promote it, which is a great thing.
Yeah,
You got to
Yep.
have that little outlet, but sometimes
it
you want a chill
is,
one.
but it also welcomes, the rougher side of through hiking where
True.
you're warned maybe as a solo female or whatever, stay away from that hostel, or not even
Or
as a
this
female, just in
person might be
general.
there. Yeah.
Exactly. Or everyone at this hostel is just like cracked out of
That's
their
a
mind
that's a
at all
decent.
times.
You don't feel comfortable in a situation or a party hostel or this or that. Read the comments and far out.
Yeah.
Totally.
Pay attention to it.
Yeah, and
That's our
like
safety
trust your
blanket.
instinct. Like I stayed at a hostel in New Hampshire one time. Not going to name names. I don't even know if it
Yeah.
exists anymore, but I remember being there and being like, "Thank goodness I'm here with like two other male hikers who were going to look out for me, because if I wasn't, I would be really sketched out."
I had a kind of an incident. I mean, there was a hostel I kind of wanted to vibe, like like a low key kind of night, and we ended up at a hostel in Virginia that could go either way, and it
Mm,
ended up being just
The other
loud
way.
and loud
yeah,
and just obnoxious. Yeah, I can see how hell, just normal through hikers, you get a little bit intimidated or irritated with that because they just
totally.
want to relax a little bit.
Yeah, and there's a different feel. Like you kind of come to realize that not a lot of the older folks stay at certain hostels, and you're
Yeah,
like, okay, then that's how you can read the vibe of what's the genre,
listen
what's
to
the age population of this
listen to
hostel.
the elders, like
Yeah.
listen to the groups around you, and
Hmm.
if you don't want to be around a certain group and you hear they're going there, maybe just skip it.
Yeah.
Walk with the elders.
They got a lot of wisdom.
So
Some
they
of them are
say.
crotchety, but they got a lot of
They are
good things to
crotchety.
say.
They are.
Yeah.
They do. They do.
Yeah.
But they're great people. I love it. I love seeing older people out on trail. It's pretty cool. I think it was in North Carolina. I saw this elderly couple doing like maybe a little mile hike up to a little viewpoint and back down. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
that's cute.
Yeah, there's some oldies out there. I mean,
Yeah.
Nimblewood Nomad, he's what, like 80 something, and he still hikes.
Yeah.
We had the young man who's 76.
76. Yeah, young man. The homie Mr. Dick still won't smoke weed with me.
Maybe one day.
Maybe one day. But yeah, so I mean, hostels, I mean, they come and go. They get more expensive as you go up north.
They get more sparse as you go up north. There's definitely not as many.
Funnels. You start funneling more hikers into certain ones as you go north. You get more and more reunions. You know, because maybe someone stayed at a hostel across town, and you just missed them, and then eventually you'll run back into them. There's some hostels that are okay to go, maybe stop in for a lunch and then keep on heading out.
Definitely did a lot of that. I did
me,
that
it's
at
all
one of
about
your
the,
favorites.
Like, which one?
Timmy Two Tokes.
Laurel Hostel. Yes.
Laurel Hostel, yeah.
Hey, it was cheap camping. They had a good resupply, actually. And
it's got a very appealing handwritten sign when you get off trail. It's like soda with a line pointing that way.
Pizza.
Where's that one? Why do I can't remember that one.
North Carolina.
Relatively new also now? Or has he been around a bit?
I don't know, a few years. I want to kind of get back to how Woods Hole started, like you said, is a hiker just kind of walked up and let him stay there. That's how Around the Bend kind of reopened. It was top of Georgia.
Oh, yeah. So I was one of the last hikers in that on my initial through hike, top of Georgia. Mm-hmm. And the owners were not nice. It was like a good stop, but I only stopped for an afternoon and got out immediately because they were not great. And then the next season, it was shut down.
Yeah.
And then I guess Around the Bend came open.
Yeah, that's when Gordon and his wife bought it. I guess they were going to buy it for their home, and then hikers started showing up.
They just kept showing up.
No shit, really?
Ended up feeding them, and then they ended up just opening up as a hostel. And they're great. They got a great gear shop. I was there last year. I'll be there this year.
Yeah, pretty soon, too.
Pretty soon, in a couple weeks. That's a great spot right off Dix Creek Gap at mile 69.9, I think, right before you hit North Carolina.
Yeah, like you said, an awesome little gear shop.
Awesome gear shop.
Oh, that's cool.
I think he's expanding it too. So I mean, that's.
Do they have like cottage company stuff?
Oh yeah.
I think they think they have a lot of stuff like that.
Beautiful space too. That big wide open living room space. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, for me, hostels, like, it's all about the amenities and, like, the vibe, The
comfort level, yeah.
I love a hostel, too, with, like, an open kitchen where hikers can make big family meals or whatever just to, like, have something nice to eat and not just more packaged stuff.
That was definitely one thing I wish I did more.
It's so nice.
Yeah.
To get everyone together and be like, hey, we're having family dinner at this hostel on this night. Be there, bring this or this, and we'll all figure it out. Those are some of my favorite memories.
Oh, that's a newer hostel.
You got a new one up in PA, your boy?
Oh, Live Life Hostel, just, I think, Wind Gap.
Delaware well, that's good. PA needs more hostels. There's nothing. There was
it is unfortunately right at the end.
But. Yeah, it's at the very end of Pennsylvania, but I mean, it's a good spot.
Yeah, it's sweet.
I don't know if I know he shut it down I don't know if it's for the winter or for good. I'm hoping not.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. We'll find. I need
hopefully,
to text him
hopefully it'll be open. Yeah.
Yeah.
Live Life Hostel. There's a new one I think that was 2023 was first year down there right near above the clouds. So like Gooch Gap, a Hidden Pond Hostel, I think opened up. I didn't stay there. I think 2 minutes did. Yeah, there's hostels just popping up everywhere.
We need more on other trails because CDT does not have that many. PCT does not have that many. And that's one of the reasons that those trails are so much more expensive to hike is because you can't really have the cheaper option. Well, good news is that's my retirement plan eventually. I'll open up a hostel somewhere. It sounds hard and tough because you have to like control all these crazy, dirty, nasty hikers, but at the same time, those are your people.
And they help you.
And they're a lot of them are super helpful.
You're going to figure out that some hostels are going to be way bougier than others. But one of the most popular free ones, and we can't get out of this episode without talking about the Yellow Deli.
The Yellow Deli.
I believe
The
Rascal
cult.
has more experience with the Yellow Deli, but I did stay there for 2 nights, so it's like a Holiday Inn Express.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
here's the deal. Technically, they are a cult and they have a history of cult things,
Yes.
where they're very controlling, specifically of their women and children. They're abusive. There are a lot of reports against them. So they're not great, you got to be careful. But they have this open door policy for their hostel in Rutland, Vermont, that is attached to their sandwich shop. It's by donation, but it's a cult, so it's like I don't really want to donate to a cult,
Yeah.
because that's sketchy. But they've got a bunk room and they've got laundry and they've got a kitchen and they're in the middle of town, walkable to everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, right
And
down the road from the grocery store.
yeah,
Dispensaries.
Crushed a
so
pie in that parking lot
it's like a catch-22.
in the
It's
rain.
like check your morals, decide what you want, at least take them up on the free mate.
They'll come approach you. They will ask you to go to the farm or tell you, hey, we have opportunities. They won't really ask you, though. Hey, we have opportunities for you to go help at our farm. A lot of people stay there while they're recouping. I know one of my buddies, Jimmy Dean, this year stayed there
Shout
for
out
quite a
Jimmy Dean.
while,
Yep.
healing up. Thought we lost him for a minute, but he got out of there. I mean,
Thank God.
I don't think anybody joined this year, but you never know.
But there has
They have.
been hikers who have stopped their hike and at the Yellow Deli, whether it be the one in West Virginia, the one in Tennessee, North Carolina, there's one, and then Vermont, and then they're all over. But yeah, they will try and get
They,
you.
they
They
prey on the
will.
lowly hiker.
They have
They
to. I mean,
do,
that's
because they see that you're vulnerable in a way
you're
of
an
like,
easy target.
you're out,
Yeah.
you're searching for
Mm-hmm.
yourself, you don't have many
Mm-hmm.
connections to the real world at that
You're
time of your
vulnerable.
life. Yeah,
Maybe,
especially if you're a female, they're kind of trying to get you in on their thing, but don't.
Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it. But I
Don't
mean, it's worth
join
the
that cult.
experience. It's worth the free place to stay just because you're walkable distance to everything. Not too bad of a place to stay. It's pretty clean.
Yeah, it is. It's not too bad in that respect. They do have like a fairly early curfew that they'll lock you out and stuff.
I mean, did you have any? I had pretty good experiences at most of the hostels I stayed at along the AT. There was definitely some, maybe not hostel drama, but there was some
Trail
places
drama
that were
for
getting
sure.
trail drama for sure around
Yeah.
certain hostels. Certain people saying, "Oh, this hostel has Noro or this or that."
That was a
And
big one for me. Yep.
yeah, and I was reading. I recently listened to AWOL's book of his trip on the AT 20 years ago. Interestingly enough, I found it interesting. He had an issue with the same person we had a couple issues with.
2 decades later, imagine that.
Yeah, imagine that. Just listen to your fellow hikers when it comes to
Yes.
hostels. Hotels are very expensive.
You can
so
split them
hostels
up
are
though. Definitely
you
split them
can.
up.
Hostels if you're in a pinch, if you want to camp.
Yeah, and
Usually-
hostels are great. They're great too because usually they'll have a tiered kind of structure of what you can afford. If you're kind of on the broker side and don't necessarily need a room, you can stay in a bunkhouse, or even less, you can usually camp at most of these, pop your tent or what it may be.
And a lot of them have private rooms.
If you want to ball out, you can.
There's definitely staples of the community that are out there. And, there's just shows
Good and
hostels
bad.
close, hostels
Good and bad,
open
and they come
on a
and they
whim.
go. Warren Doyle, there's a whole negative side to him and also a positive side to him. And there's Fresh Ground. We love Fresh Ground no matter what.
Now we're getting into Trail Angels. I mean, Fresh Ground. I got to meet him over right after Christmas.
Yep.
Well, it's funny because I
hiking.
think of these people kind of related to hostels, but they want to be on the move all the time. They are that home feeling of a hostel, but they don't have a place.
He's very much a mobile hostel, minus the showers, laundry, and roof.
You just camp at his hostel.
Yeah, you camp right at his
kitchen.
bus.
I think he just went down to the Florida Trail to go wrap up the Florida Trail with his little crew.
He's with Nana Man and all those jokers who are down there. Caboose, Lost and Found. I fucking love those guys. Yeah, he is. I've been messaging them why are you guys doing the Florida Trail? It's insane. And they're like, yeah, we know it sucks, but here we are.
Yeah, I want nothing to do with that one yet. Maybe one day when I'm more glutton for punishment.
I very much want to do it.
What's the difference in hostels between the AT, the PCT, and the CDT, other than scarcity?
There's a similar vibe to a few of them. I mean, I don't know. It's different. It's more expensive. They're way more spread out. I really can only think of maybe like 5 on each of the other trails,
Oh,
whereas the
really?
AT there's like what 50.
At least.
Oh, more than that. There's
Yeah.
Yeah.
at least
So
4 in a couple towns.
they're like hard to come by. But there's a few new ones popping up every once in a
Mhm.
while. I mean, now that folks are realizing like if they want to run a hostel, it kind of is a good business deal.
It
Like
is,
because
yeah.
hikers are willing to pay.
And
So,
definitely with the amount of hikers increasing every year on all the trails,
oh,
honestly.
totally.
Yeah,
Especially the
that's a good point.
PCT. Like I definitely think that they're going to have more and more each year.
What
Well, I
is
mean,
the
the
average
PCT is having
numbers?
issues with the fires all the time. So,
Well, that's the thing, yeah, about the West Coast. I mean, it's like rare that anyone's actually going to get a continuous footpath of a through hike on that trail because you deal with the heat of the desert and then you deal with either as if it's a high snow year in the Sierras, you might be
Mm.
fucked. And then by the
mhm.
time you get it to Oregon, like it's already fire season, so you might be fucked. And then Washington is like a catch-22 with snow for southbounders or again fires for northbounders.
Yeah.
Mudslides happen there. My year 22, we already had like about 300 miles worth of burn area we had to hike
Mhm.
through. And there's
Damn.
been 3, 4 big fires again since then. So
Yeah. So on the PCT though, with a hostel type thing, there's a big one right before the aqueduct, correct? Isn't that Hiker Town?
that's Hiker Town, yeah, which
Hiker
there's
Town.
there's rumor that is not going to be a thing anymore.
Oh no.
It was sketchy my year when I went there.
Sketchy how?
I later learned that there was potentially a camera in the showers.
Damn.
So, yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Darknet sketchy.
Darknet sketchy.
Interesting.
Shit,
Yeah.
that's fucked.
No one really runs it. It's like a conglomerate of locals who are just like
Hmm.
in and out. And then there's a big drug problem in the town. So
Uh,
we're not really sure who
Okay.
they're connected with.
some
There's
nefarious
really
group.
nothing there in Hiker Town. Like, really, there's.
Just a.
Picture like an old Western movie set, and then it's
Mhm.
completely abandoned. That's what it
So I
looks
mean,
like and feels
people
like.
just
Sounds
send
pretty
stuff
cool.
there. Is that
Yeah,
just
so
package
you
resupply is the
send
only
a
thing you
box
have?
there. There's a gas station in town that they'll shuttle you to, which is actually kind of nice. It's like a nicer gas station.
Yeah.
But other than that, there's really nothing.
PCT hostels are obviously way further off trail than AT hostels. You don't walk into too many of them.
No, Hiker Town you walk into, but yeah, other than that, there's really,
Hmm.
you have to hitch to towns.
For this year's PCT hikers, keep that in mind.
Totally. This year's PCT hikers go to THC in Bishop, California. That
Oh,
is
there you
one of
go.
my all-time favorites out of all 3
Endorsed
trails.
rascal stamp of approval.
We love THC, both the hostel and the
The
plant.
Yeah. So,
other.
well, I guess my favorite hostel down south would be around the bend.
Down south for me was
Yeah, down
No.
south.
it wasn't a
Quick,
hostel
No?
quick.
technically.
That doesn't
No,
count.
Gorgeous Stays. It's like a halfway between
Oh,
because
Okay.
Gorgeous Stays is a great place.
it
That's at
has
the
all the
NOC.
amenities of a hostel.
It has loaner clothes. It has hiker
Showers.
box. It's a hostel.
All right,
Yeah.
cool. It's a
It's
hostel.
just
All
a
right.
little expensive.
You can rent
Couple
Mm.
bucks.
yurts and shit, and they're all
Yeah,
they're
I
all
was in
like
the
themed. It's beautiful though.
yeah.
The lady, she really takes care of it. There's one of those British double decker buses turned
Mm-hmm.
into a yeah.
Ooh.
It's pretty rad.
So what would your down south one be?
I mean, I always say Woods Hole is like my
Well, that's
favorite down
Virginia.
south. It's
They
still
That's
like
like the
consider it the
beginning
South.
of the middle.
pretty south. It's under the
It's kind of like the
Mason-Dixon
beginning of
line.
the middle.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, Station 19 was good.
19,
Um,
yeah, Station 19 was good. That's
Mostly
where I
because,
met Ballsack.
Didn't
yeah,
stay
last
there.
time we were there, we were hanging out with Balls. Love her. And
Our
then,
buddy Burning Man got to work for Stay there for a while.
oh,
We met
nice.
him in
I can't remember Burning Man.
Tennessee. Yeah. We met him in
Hmm.
Tennessee. Where the
I
hell
usually
were
remember
we?
everybody, so
He was an older dude.
1
Gatlinburg.
second.
Yes.
LP's here.
Hey, LP.
We'll go best Northeast hostel, and then we'll wrap it up.
Roger that.
Rascal, what was your best hostel in the north part of the trail?
Of the AT?
And yeah, of the AT, and why?
I want to say Shaw's again. I didn't stay in too
Okay,
many in the
Shaw's is fine.
Northeast.
Yeah.
What did we do? I had a family member in like every state in the Northeast.
Oh,
So,
so
Fuck
you
yeah.
worked out. That worked out
yeah.
for you. You're home. Well, we already know Guapos. Guapos is an old ski colony.
I have a good runner-up though. Hiker's Welcome is a runner-up for me.
Hiker's Welcome was a
Oh,
good one.
I loved that one.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
about punched a skunk in the face for trying to steal my sub sandwich in the middle of the night because I was an idiot and left it out. I was advised not to punch said skunk, and skunks are idiots. Hiker's Welcome was a great spot right before Moosalok.
The Hostel of Maine, that was another one I liked. It was a ski one that in the summer just lets hikers stay.
That's right down the road from Maine Roadhouse, where I think they
The
both
Gins?
do little Polaroid pictures. Yeah, the Gins
Oh, okay.
own that one. So I think they both do like Polaroid pictures of everyone who comes through. So that was a nice little blast in the past, seeing everybody who had made it there.
All over the
That's
walls
something
and
I
the pillars.
I love about hostels is folks who finish trail or don't finish trail, they send postcards and pictures, and it's so good to like see everyone up on the wall from years and years and years past. Of like, thank you so much. It was like, I remember staying here, and I think hostel owners really love that.
You have some really good hostels in the Northeast, so you have to make it to Maine if you're thinking about hiking. So you can go check out these historic hostels.
And just feel like you're home.
Go feel at home. Call your trail friends. Get out on trail. Walk your ass off. We'll see you guys next time.
Why people climb mountains? Is it just to reach the top and see the view? Well, I tell you something. Every rock and every river, every sword and every splinter, I would climb every mountain with you.